your guys' project was our very, very first design and build. And I would say our design, we really had no process. Like we had some process, but it wasn't nearly what it is today. It's way better.
Yeah. Well, you were just starting out.
We were just starting out. And this, very first build that we had like a client on the end from the very beginning to the very end. So we learned so much along the way. Yeah. And one of our lessons learned now too is during our discovery calls, we ask who's going to be a part of the design process, because then we can make sure they're all looped in when decisions are being made, and we don't have to change. Not that it's okay to change our minds, but it just saves on time if we know that all the parties aren't there and they need to have a voice. We're like, okay, we got to wait till everyone's here.
And then as soon as I turned my back, he would make different plans.
At the end of 6 months, we were pretty well settled in what we wanted, right?
Yeah, it was a good 6 months of the drawings, the selections.
And that's the best way.
It is, because then you guys knew exactly what this house was going to cost. There was like minimal change orders along the way, even though the design process wasn't as in-depth as it is now for us.
Right.
We did a really good job quoting the job and hit everything that, I mean, we ate a bunch of things, but that's the way it goes with fixed price.
Well, and it was a learning curve for you and a learning curve for us too. Yeah.
And we thought like, we just need to like do a good job. This is our first kick of the can. We don't want to screw it up because this is our reputation as we're just starting out with custom building. So
and I think you got a prize out of it too.
A prize,
in Saskatchewan.
It was a top 5 finalist in Canada, which was huge for our very first custom build. To make it out of like how many hundreds and hundreds of entries.
And you guys were so accommodating that actually you became our friends.
Totally. Yeah. I would say so, family and friends. Jada says probably once every few weeks, when can I go to Dr. Usman's and see Toby? I want to go see Toby. Like every few weeks.
She became big buddies of Toby.
What are some worries you guys had about before diving in and deciding like we want to build a custom home? What worried you about the process?
Well, go ahead. You had any concerns?
No, not
the concern I had was finding the right person.
Yeah.
Somebody who would communicate with me and not just say, this is what you're going to do.
Yeah.
You know, I personally needed a good communicator. If I said, okay, I don't quite like this, then the communication would be, well, let's see what we can do about it. You know, what changes can we make? And so that was good. You were really good with that. You were very good. You're a good communicator.
He is the best. He's the best construction manager, best guy to have on site.
No,
everybody
communication is so important.
They do, but
whether it's medicine, whether it's construction, it's very important. If you don't communicate and you don't tell people your plan and what your expectations are, they don't know.
No, that's exactly.
So
you want to really be on the same page.
Yeah.
That's right, because I'll tell you honestly, behind every good man is a very good woman. It was a wonderful experience, actually. We've never had that. I mean, we built a house before, but it was like they plan it, they build it, and that's it.
Yeah.
But we were really involved with you, which was lovely.
Another example of a change was the bathroom entry. Remember, we were talking about putting it different ways, and the shower was going to be like this, and you came up with the idea that maybe we can do it this way and put the sinks along that wall. That was great.
It worked out.
I thought and looked at the paper.
What was the design process like with you guys?
Very good.
We did the drawing, we picked out all of the selections, we did some 3D renderings, but even like your example about the basement, if you would have liked to have changed the layout, I feel like that wouldn't have happened now in our design phase, because we would have had that whole basement drawn out in 3D and you'd tour it around and know like exactly the size of everything and like the length and the walls and everything. But
on paper that where the under the stairs door is, if we had moved the wall this way, on paper it looked narrow. But it's not.
No, because you have lots of space.
Lots of space.
But it's a wonderful place for kids. Because that's under the stairs.
They love under the stairs.
Yeah, it's like out of that Harry Potter thing, right? I mean, he lived under the stairs. And I think for children, that could be their little playhouse and stuff.
Totally.
And the grandchildren love that.
Did the build go smoothly?
The build, yes, it went very smoothly.
I think every aspect of it was absolutely no problem. No problem at all. And the other thing that we really, really appreciated was when everything, right down to the toilet lid. Like if it was a little bit off, I'm one of those attention deficit people. And you just, no problem, step in and just there for us all the way through. And even after. Yeah, it was brilliant.
Yeah, and that's again what we wanted to do is, be, when the build's done and stuff, everybody's happy and we are like friends or family.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, and even your crew. Right from the photographer to the carpenter to all of them, they were just brilliant. Yeah,
They were
no
really
problem
good.
at all.
Yeah, we vet them pretty solidly.
Yeah.
The day you got the keys, I feel like it was a little
We
mishmashy though, because
we
it wasn't
pushed a
like,
little bit.
okay, it's all 100% finished, here's the keys, move in. It was a little like, we were still coming and going, which
Yeah.
isn't ideal.
But I think it was because we had to get out of where we were. And so we really were pushing it because the house that we were in was sold.
Right, you had a hard deadline to get
Yeah.
out
The
of
hard
there.
deadline to get out of there.
And we were still learning our software builder trend of like the schedule and building that out. So there were still things that like we had in our template or that weren't included that are now, that when you throw all of that in there, it extends the build a little bit longer. And even just keeping the schedule up to date. Like now we have a good routine. It's Kurt's job now, not mine.
Yeah.
And he's more in tune with the job, so knows exactly what's going on. And if he has to extend things or if things are going quicker, he can push it up so that the schedule is accurate. Whereas we were still learning the system and learning how to adjust the schedule
we
and
weren't
kind of the
using it as
process of how things go, the flow.
Well, you can compare it to brain surgery, really, can't you? Because, I mean, you're going in, you're a brain surgeon, you're going in for the first time.
Yeah, could you imagine?
No, but I mean, it's the same thing for you guys, right?
Yeah.
And so you grow out of that and you become experienced and yeah, it's brilliant.
What was our service like after you guys moved in?
Totally amazing.
We didn't abandon you.
No,
Absolutely no.
I felt bad bugging Kurt about this and about a little bit of that. And I knew he was busy, but he was always obliging. He didn't say, no, I can't help you. Or he always said, well, I'll find a time and I'll come and get it done. He's a doer.
Yeah,
is a doer.
and that was after the fact, and you could have said to us, well, okay, phone so-and-so, you're off my list now, but you didn't. And it was great to know that we could phone you up any time at all, and if we had any worries about anything, then you'd always answer our questions for us.
Over a year later, I remember I phoned you and the hot water wasn't flowing.
Oh yeah.
And you went all over the place. You looked at the roof where it was blocked, and then finally you twigged this little plastic container underneath had to be cleaned.
It was
And
just-
that's all.
That was
Then
a
the
new
flame
water
came on.
system though, right?
That's it. Then the flame
Yeah, it was
came
just
out.
a part that we didn't know about.
Yeah, but he figured it out. He took his time and he did one by one, and logically you approached it and
Yeah. We got her fixed.
got it fixed.
Started with hot water again.
Yes.
How would you describe the quality of the house that you guys got?
Very good, yeah. I'm very, very happy. I've not had any negative things at all.
Well, to me, the house has two parts: the looks of it and the function inside it. And the looks is very nice. The yard, and many people have told me the presentation from the street is superb.
It's so nice.
They love the looks of it from outside. There's nothing around to compare to it. The function, we worked hard on that, where the switches were going to be, how the things function within the house, and where the amplifier was going to be, the TV, and all those kinds of things. And so it worked well. It functions very well. Very well.
Yeah, the flow is good, very good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the floor plan, the layout, where everything is. Yeah,
Yeah.
even right down to the light switches.
Even to the light
And
switches.
all of those details are important. Like when you're custom building and designing and building right from the start, like you want to think about all of those details, not
Yeah.
be in a house and be like, oh, I wish I would have done that, or oh, I wish I would have done this.
We wanted the curves, you know, like we got curves in the house and curve down here. It sort of
Yeah,
blends
we
together.
made that flow throughout, not that it was just like one curve here and then
Yeah.
it doesn't fit in anywhere
Right.
else.
That's right.
And the other thing I really appreciated was you coming with us for fixtures and
Oh,
things
yeah.
like that. It was really nice.
Well, we always say we never want our clients to go alone
No.
to a supplier store. We want to rein them in and watch their budget, make sure they're picking out things that are going to fit with the overall flow of the house.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's so overwhelming. You walk into a lighting store and there's
Yeah.
10,000 light fixtures. Like, how do you choose? But
Yeah.
that's what we're here for.
And the walls in the shower, they were good. We you know, we got that way.
Yeah, the
You
wavy
chose that.
tile.
Yeah. it
Yeah,
was
that's really
nice.
cool.
Yeah, really nice. Everybody has mentioned that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, people
Yeah,
like-
it's just
people
like a
like
nice touch instead of, a plain
Yeah.
tile. That texture adds
Yeah,
something
especially
to
for
it.
the bathroom because it's sort of wavy when you're in the shower. You can pretend you're in Maui or wherever.
Yeah, exactly. You're in a spa.
No, it's nice. A nice wide shower, which is good.
Would you design and build with Hometown again?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Choice number one.
Yeah.
Unless it tells me I'm too busy, I can't help you.
Yeah, that's right.
No, Kurt never says no.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, we might come back and we'll need a little granny flat
Yeah,
That's
got it.
right.
if ever we leave.